This is our company background. So for the history, OSKH began the company as a small proclaim company in 1963. Okay, so in 2002, OSKH actually listed in Busan, Malaysia, and in 2012, we actually merged with RHB as an investment bank in 2012. Okay, as you heard PJD before, in 2015, we actually merged together these both developers under one company called OSKP, OSK Property. Okay, and now if you see, we got a lot of projects here. Okay, even in overseas, Australia, also we got one called Melbourne Square. Okay, so from the north side, here in Kedah, we got Yara Park, Sungai Petani. This is actually our first project for OSK. Okay, so coming up, we also got a Penang, Butterworth in Luminary in Butterworth. Okay, and in Genting, we also got Windmill Open Hills and Timur Bay in Kuantan. So Seremban, this is Iringan Bayou. So in Klang Valley area, okay, as you heard before, a lot, quite famous one, Raya Mihor, U City, and etc. So in OSK, we actually got 5 main core business. First is the property and investment. We also got financial. We also got industrial, hospitality, and construction. So as you heard about Atria Mall before, this is actually operated by our company group, okay, and Swiss Garden for the hospitality. So for Swiss Garden, we actually run few business in Genting and in Timur Bay, Kuantan. Okay, so this one we call it as a resort home, okay, under Swiss Garden. Okay, so come to Melbourne Square. This one is a mixed development located in just South Bank of Australia, Melbourne. Okay, it's near to the CBD, and we got a lot of mixed development. Got residential, got hospitality, got hotel, and got the shopping mall as well, commercial lot. Okay, so comes to here, the location of Seremban. Okay, so for anyone who are come from Malacca, Singapore, or Johor, this is Plus Highway, as you can see, the yellow line. Okay, so you are from the KL or from Nilai, is from the north part. Here is from Malacca, Singapore, Johor. So the nearest toll to our project is actually toll 219. Okay, we call this as a Plaza Toll PD. Okay, once you come out, the landmark will be Family Mart. If you all saw just now, there's a Family Mart and few petrol stations along the way. Okay, turn into Mambao Road. You saw a lot of schools, for example, like SK Mambao and SMK Mambao. This is a secondary and primary school. Okay, and you will reach to our location, Iringan Bayou. Okay, consists of 770 acres of freehold land, and it's a mixed development township. Okay, because we got commercial, we got residential as well. Okay, so what's so unique about our location? The first thing, we are surrounded by few mature development, which is IJM S2, Sendayan by Matrix, Seremban 3, and Bandar Spring Hill. So if you see from the map here, we are just in the center of these few mature development. And for your info, from our location to the hospitality, for example, like Tunku Jaffa, KBJ Hospital, it just take you around 13 to 15 minutes. Okay, and you can access to all the shopping mall, for example, like Aeon Shopping S2, NSK, Tesco, Giant. It's just surrounding us only. Within 10 to 15 minutes, you can reach to the destination. Okay, and in terms of the school and university, we got UITM in Seremban 3, UCSI in Spring Hill, and a lot of international schools surrounding. Okay, there's a few in Sendayan, S2, and S3 as well. So we are just within 10 kilometer radius, we can reach to a lot of destinations, which very convenient to all the residential here. Okay, so our township actually is mostly focused on the family for looking for own stay or investment as well. Okay, because landed property at Seremban 2 is cost you around 5 to 600K, which is just an intermediate unit. Okay, but in Iringan Bayou, this price you can actually get a corner unit, which a lot of people prefer the land, extra land. They can build up, they can renovate all the unit. Okay? And in Seremban, Sendayan, which is by Matrix, okay, is quite big developer. Okay? They build a lot of landed as well. But their landed property is starting from 400 to 600K, even up to 1 million as well. Okay? So compared to pricing, I can say we are very affordable. Okay? So this is Bandar Spring Hill, another township. Okay? But this one, the cost will be around medium price, 3 to 500K. But in terms of the location, we are just in the middle. Okay? So a lot of people will compare us with Spring Hill, with Sendayan as well. Okay? For those who are really go for high end, they might go for S2, but because of the pricing and the size, of course, they will consider us as well. That's why we can attract a lot of visitors, a lot of buyers from all the around the area surrounding us. Okay? So bear in mind, before you sell our project, please do some revision about this few developer. Because a lot of customers, they actually will compare us. But we have our strong key, okay? But also we got our weakness. So please do a study before you present to the customer. So it's good for you for a closing or presentation as well. Okay?
On the comparison to the different township over here. First of all, when you talk about Bandar Sri Sendayan, if you go to round to that area, I would say majority are people is doing investment. That's why you see a lot of houses over there is unoccupied. Because the target market usually they sell it is to Klang Valley people. So if you compare to our township, I would say our township 80% is own occupier. So you can see even our phase 1 after the handover, the occupancy rate is almost like 40 to 50%, where the rest is still ongoing doing the renovation or defects. So another township that Jasone shared just now, Bandar Spring Hill, in terms of address, this is addressed as Lukut, but our address is Seremban. Okay, so it's a totally different kind of concept.
Highway coming up. So currently we actually talk about the Pas Highway, okay, and Likas and Elite Highway after Nilai there. This is the 3 main major highway we are talking about. For the future one, we don't want to mention it first okay.
But currently there is one route from KLIA, right? If you're passing by to this Bandar Sri Sendayan, the Felda Sendayan route, is actually from the KLIA, pass through the Garden Jaya, the Chara Sendayan, towards our side. But it's not a highway. It's not a highway. Just a route.
It's actually just 35 km from here to KLIA. It's very near. That's why we attract a lot of pilot, a lot of stewardess from Asia, from the airport who working in airport as well.
First thing first, when you talk about property, for the layman, they only compare, okay, what type of property, single story, double story, land area, and the price. That is their first concern. So some people might say, hey, your size is 2070, 3 rooms, 2 bathrooms. Other project also, 2070, 3 rooms, 2 bathrooms, but selling cheaper. Better I buy there. First, you need to tell them there's a difference between a small development, boutique development, versus a township project. Township is different because when you buy a township project, you don't only get the house, you get the amenities as well. Future schools, future shop lots, police station, fire station, and all this. Nearest township would be like S2. They have their own malls, they have their own like police station, fire station, all this. So it's different. When you buy a small boutique development, you only get houses. That's why it's cheaper, number one. Number two is the density. Let's say the small project is 10 acres. Maybe 9 acres of the land will be used to build houses. It's very packed. Compared to us, maybe we just can use 60 or 70% of the land to build houses. Another 30% of the land will be sacrificed for other things. But the benefit is, when you buy a township project, you get to enjoy all of the other amenities. Not only you get the house. So you have to tell the difference first. Then only the price difference you can justify. Okay, first, when you came just now, I believe most of you use the Plus Highway. Maybe you came from Mambao. So from the Mambao road, this is Seremban PD road. If you go straight, you will go all the way to Lukut and PD. Just now when we talk about the Bandar Spring Hill, that is Lukut. Lukut is under PD. It's different because Seremban is already Bandar Raya. Seremban is a town already. Compared to PD, it's not a Bandar Raya. So the land value and the property appreciation will be different, and the demand also will be different. If you compare, Bandar Spring Hill and S2 is developed at the same time, about more than 20 years already. But there, Bandar Spring Hill, I believe only like 50% of the land developed, while S2 fully developed, and then they buy another piece of land, they build S2 Heights. It's already expand. It's almost double the size. So you can see the demand and also the price. 20 years back, you can buy S2 double story only about 100,000+. Now you cannot get anything below. I think cheapest also is about 400 plus, 440, 450,000. And those houses that you buy before, 100,000+, now it's already more than 400,000. So it's different. You have to educate your prospect about these differences, the differences that they cannot see. And of course the rental and all. So about the location, sorry, just now, if you come from Seremban, the PD exit, you will come from here. This roundabout doesn't exist yet. Just now you turn in here. If you notice, there's a school over here. This school is actually SJKT Ladang Shanghai. It's a Tamil school. If you want to say you're concerned about your Chinese prospect, we have 2 Chinese schools. One is at Sendayan, another one is at Mambao town itself. And we also have international school at Sendayan and also S2. So, sekolah kebangsaan, sekolah agama, Chinese school, international school, within 5 kilometer radius, you can get all this. So if people concerned about the kids, because mostly will buy for own stay, especially Seremban market, not many for investment. And this road is actually Seremban PD highway. When you came in just now, this side, actually the land also still belong to Iringan Bayu. It's part of the 770 acres township. So including this part, but this part we haven't developed yet, since it will take another 8 to 10 years for everything to be completed. So when the time comes, when the time is proper, then we will do planning, what type of product we are going to build here. It depends on the market demand at that time. So when you came in just now, you only see 2 lanes, one in, one out. Actually, it's a dual carriageway, 2-way in and 2-way out. But for the time being, since only first phase handover, and half of it already handover, another half we are doing the handover now, starting from this week. So not many people move in yet. So the 2 lanes is enough actually for the time being. But when more people move in, of course we are going to upgrade the road. And in future, this is not going to be our main entrance. The main entrance is a bit further up over here. This will be 6 lanes road, 3 in and 3 out. So it's wider here, 132 feet road. And just next to the road, there will be shrubs, gap, and then after that there will be jogging track. So one main selling point is that all of our precincts will have a jogging track from the house directly to the central park in the middle here. So when you came in just now, you notice there's a vacant land over here. These 2 parcels will be our future commercial area, shop lots, and maybe shop office. But for the time being, we don't have plan yet on what type of product we are going to build here. Again, it's subject to market demand in future. Yeah. So when you came in after the security post, if you notice, there's a lake on the left. This is our wetland park, our central park, but we call it wetland park. The size is 22 acres. It's one of the largest park in Seremban. If you compare to S2 City Park, it's about 16-17 acres only. We are 22 acres, and this lake actually serves 2 purposes. Number 1 is for the flood control system, because if you see, the land here is the lowest in the township. Let's say during monsoon season, the water from all the faces will flow to the central park, and here the lake, and when the lake is full, the water will be discharged to this river. So this is how we control the flood. So that's a difference when you buy a township project versus a small development. Here, everything, whatever we do, we have to submit the plan to town planner. We have to get approval. So that's why it's more proper. Everything is more well planned. Not like old development, people just build one house here, another floor build one house there, connect, don't know. It's very chaos. Compared to now, if you just now you pass by the highway, the plus highway, on the left hand side will be Seremban Old Town. On the right hand side will be Seremban New Town. The amenities and all is actually on the right hand side, S2 side is better. The road is wider, everything is more well planned, better parking and all. So a lot of people actually considering this part now because it's better. Okay, and that's one of the reasons why we choose the land over here to build our township project, the central location and all. Okay, the central park itself is built right in the middle of the township so that the owners of each precinct, they can go here as a gathering place. So everybody can actually, the resident can actually walk or cycle or jog from their house directly to the central park without having to drive and also park over here. Yeah, and also the park is open for public. Already started to open about a month back from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Okay, about the components itself, the central park, we actually have three main components. Number one is called Bay of Sight. Reason being is the Bay of Sight here, the land here is actually the highest point at the park. So from here, if you stand here, you can see the whole stretch of water. You can enjoy the what is this landscape, and also you can see everything from there. That's why it's called Bay of Sight. And the second component over here, we have the Bay of Sound. Reason being is, number one, we put a lot of musical instruments over here, such as drums for kids to play. And also here, we plant a lot of trees that can attract wildlife, such as birds or cengkere in Malay. So you can hear the birds chirping and also the sound of the animals. That's why it's called the Bay of Sound over here. And here, another one is called the Bay of Touch. Reason being is because the water here is shallow. It's about 2 feet only the depth. So when parents bring their kids to the park, some of the kids, they maybe want to go into the water to see the fish, to feed the fish. So when they go to the water here, it's not dangerous to them. But they can only go until this link bridge. After this link bridge, the water depth here is about 1.6 meter. So it's not safe anymore. So you can only go to this part. And if you see here, the whole, the park, all around the park, we have 2 tracks. One is jogging track, the other one is cycling track. If you jog or cycle one loop, the distance is about 1 kilometer. And we also have a lot of exercise station, 18 exercise station to be exact, all around the park. We also have like picnic area, yoga area. We have like multi-purpose court if you want to play basketball over here. You can even use the facilities at night. Even our lights here, we're using solar lights. So in future, when everything is completed, you don't have to go out from this township. Whatever you want, whatever you need, it's already within this township itself. So that's the benefit of buying a township project. So let's talk about the development itself. Okay, back in 2018, we launched our first phase here. Okay, in Seremban, people can't really accept guarded and gated community yet. They don't really accept strata title due to the restrictions. But here, even though this one is under individual title, but you also come with the perimeter fencing all around and a guard house over here. But we don't use access card, we use RFID. So instead of traditionally you have to wind down your window, touch your access card, sometimes the access card got problem, we're using RFID, which is the latest technology. So the first phase itself is a 20 by 65 type of house, land. It comes with 2 types. The first 5 rows come with 4 room, 4 bathrooms. But unfortunately, everything sold out. And people already start to move in early this year. By February this year, we start to hand over the keys already. And then these 6 rows is a bit different. Same land size, same build up, but this one comes with 4 rooms, 3 bathrooms. And only 1 corner unit is available over here. This is the only unit left now. So if you have prospect, they want to move in early, you can propose this unit. The land is huge, it's almost 4,000 square feet land. And for the corner, it's a bit different because corner, the building is 22 feet wide. It's not 20 feet. It's a 22 feet wide. And also, for this first phase, it's already fully extended. So you don't need to do any renovation. So it's like you're buying a 20 by 70 house. It's just that it doesn't come with extra 5 feet at the back. The building is the same. Okay, after that, by end of 2018, November 2018, we launched our second phase over here, It's a single story terrace. Same concept, guarded neighborhood, 342 units, 20 by 70. But when we launched, everything was sold out within 3 hours. That is a very good demand because in Seremban, it's very hard to find single story terrace nowadays. Most developers will build 2-story. So that's why it was sold out within 3 hours. And of course, after that, we have the cancellation and all. But up to date, everything sold. No more unit left. And after that, we launched our next single story terrace here, which is called Semaya. So here we have 342 units, 20 by 70. 20 by 70 and also 20 by 75. There's only one row. 342 units, but for the time being, we only have 31 units available as at yesterday. The rest all taken. The cheapest unit now, the price is about 353,000, 353. And of course, that is before our promotion lah. Our promotion and all, our brief separately. Now we focus on the development first. And after this one, about 3 to 4 months after we launched this phase, we launched our double story here, which is called Mekari. We have 312 units, to be exact. We have 2 types, 20 by 70 and 20 by 80. 20 by 70 come with extra 10 feet land at the back, and 20 by 80, there are 2 rows only, this row and this row. It comes with 20 feet extra land at the back. That's the only difference. The layout, the build-up, all the same. So all of the phases that I talk about is all guarded community. Come with their own security posts, own perimeter fencing, and outsiders can go in. It doesn't mix up. And in between these two, we have a linear garden in between. And this land is actually next to Bandar Sri Sendayan over here. Bandar Sri Sendayan is right over here. If you look outside, you can see the red roof out there. That is Nusari Bayu. We are just next to Bandar Sri Sendayan. And behind here, if you drive another 2 kilometers, that is actually Seremban 2. But there is no access road for the time being, and the land behind there also doesn't belong to us. So don't ask me whether we are going to build a road directly to S2 or not, because that land doesn't belong to us. So if other developer buy the land, maybe possible. But under us, no, because the land doesn't belong to us. And another road here, this one linked to Taman Club Tuanku. If you notice just now, before you enter Iringan Bayu, there's a taman which is called Taman Club Tuanku. You can access to Taman Club Tuanku as well, but this road we haven't opened yet. Same goes for that road. If you go here, you can go to actually Bandar Sri Sendayan. There's a roundabout over there. But again, the road is closed. It's not open for public. Because the water supply comes from there. We take from there. That's why we have to build the access road. It's for servicing purpose. And now, our latest phase will be here. Single story terrace, which would be the last single story terrace in this township. If you have prospect looking for single story terrace, this is your last chance. This one launched about 1.5 to 2 months back, and they are only 219 units, very limited. But there are 3 types, 20 by 70, 20 by 75, and 20 by 80. So this 20 by 80 is a bit special because this is the only terrace houses that come with 4 rooms. Story all come with 3 rooms. So it's only it's a very limited unit. So yesterday, I think there's one end lot reopened for sale. So for this phase, and this phase is special because the end lot comes with extra 10 feet land at the side. The rest of the phases, end lot doesn't come with extra land. So those who's looking for extra land not so big, they can consider these 2 phases, end lot with extra 10 feet. The corner here, all phases, the building width is 22 feet, and then extra land another 20 feet. So total 42 feet. All corner the same. Easy to remember, So in future, we due to the requirement, we have to allocate these 3 parcels of land here to build strata title properties. Strata title could be townhouse. It could be apartment as well. We are not going to build the apartment soon because in Seremban, the demand for apartment is not that strong yet. If you build apartment, you are going to struggle. Even if you see like developed places like S2, Kalista, until now also they still have units still available for sale. But you see the price is almost like Kalista is already more than 300,000. So people 300 plus thousand, they can get 360, 370,000 can get double story terrace. Might as well buy double story terrace. Bigger build up, more privacy. So after these phases, the last we are going to launch this hopefully by this year. But this one would be a double story terrace as well. For these two phases, it's a bit special because the linear garden here in the middle is not accessible by public. So only these two phases of only the residents here can use this linear park. And also, they can enter from here, this security post or this security post. Two security posts. Because here, these two we are going to combine. Because there's a less unit over here, we are afraid that the maintenance fee might be high. So that's why when we combine, we can control the maintenance fee. Yeah. And once we start developing this area, it's going to be more to high-end properties, such as maybe semis or bungalows. But again, it depends on the market demand. We don't know yet when we are going to launch this. Maybe next year, maybe next 2 years, I don't know. I don't want to speculate. Yeah. So this part, like I told you, this also we don't have any plan yet. For the time being, it's still an agricultural land. So once we decide to develop, then we will convert to residential land and develop the product accordingly, depending on the market demand at the time. So for the time being, so far, any question that you are not clear on this township? Anything that you want to know? The package and all, I will brief your leader later, so you can get more details later. Same goes with the sales kit and all, we will provide to your leader, so you can get from them. Yeah. So any other thing that you would like to know? Any other thing that I missed out?
Okay, so you're saying the corner of the land is safe?
I would say 90%. There are some odd corner that come with bigger land. Such one unit available, that one the land is almost 4,000 square feet. If you see semi-D, 40 by 80 is only 3,200. This one is bigger than semi-D land. It's almost 4,000 square feet. But majority of the corner unit will be the same. 22 feet width of the building plus 20 feet of extra land. So total 42. 90% of it. Yeah. Desira is single story terrace over here. This we don't have name yet, but it's going to be under phase 3D. This one called phase 2A, 2B, 2C, 2D, 3A, 3B, 3C, 3D. This is under precinct 3. This is under precinct 2. Okay, maintenance fee is 80 ringgit plus 10% sinking fund is 88 ringgit. But again now, we are giving free 2 years maintenance fee. So for the first 2 years, if you buy now, current promotion, the owners don't have to pay the maintenance fee. And after 2 years, we are going to hand over to the Residents Association. So at that time, the Residents Association will decide themselves how much is the fee. Because this is not strata title, it's not JMB, JMC. It's an individual title properties. Yeah. Shop. We don't know yet when, so our management will decide.
We also depends on the entire township. We also don't want to build so many commercial or shop. Later on, it's all occupied, like you see in some of the township. But because of, in terms of like conveniences, from here, if you can travel to Sri Sandayan or the nearest town, Mambang, which is within 5 minutes driving distance.
That is where we go for our lunch every day. At first, few months, first 2-3 months, I feel like a bit far. After 3 months, I don't feel anything already. 10-15 minutes, I can reach to Sendayan, S2.
There's no clubhouse, is it?
No clubhouse. Yeah. If the nearest one would be at Sendayan, that's quite big. You can join the membership there if you want.
But
Here we don't have.
The lifestyle that we shout over here is more towards like green or natural. That's why we're using this wetland as one of the focal point, USP, to shout on the township.
Clear? Okay, now we will go to here to view our Central Park. There's a viewing deck over here. So you can bring your prospect to see the Central Park, and if you want, you can request from us to use the buggy as well.
But later on, if you guys want to feel free, you can just walk one round to really feel what we have over here. It's unlike a normal park that you see in anywhere else, but we put in a few elements like a wetland, sculpture. So towards next month onwards, we will start off with a very aggressive awareness to boost about this park. So currently, we actually is already open to the public, but we didn't really shout to the market, so not many people knowing about it yet. Currently, it's more towards like our existing purchaser who stay here to use that. So later on, we can have a look at the viewing deck. If you have time, you can just walk around to have a feel on that lah.
Yeah. So by next week, everyone can bring me a check, right? Looking forward to it. So now we go to the central to see the Central Park.